Hello and welcome back to Getting Connected. Here we are, day 2 already. So how time flies when we're having fun. Okay, so how did you go with checking out your bedtime stories and your awesome stories? I really hope you have that journal with you, you have those notes with you today, because we're going to shine a light on that. Let's see how that plays out in the magnificence of your mind. Remember, this is about helping you cut through confusion and affirm your wisdom, being able to take the mask off of some of those questions that have been playing, or I should say answers that have been playing hide and seek to your questions and maybe keeping you small. And you weren't born to be small, beautiful people. You were born to shine like, supernovas and really, share your goodness and, dare I say, greatness with the world. So today, Getting Connected is all about connecting with faith. And this doesn't mean we're all heading to church. This is your version of faith. And the answer might surprise you because, yes, once again, faith is an acronym. And we're gonna tap into delusional Deb today. So please stay and play with me if you will, because I want to take us on an intergalactic, journey to a little planet I call Utopia. So yes, everything is fine and fabulous in planet Utopia. So imagine, if you will, this is all about this life purpose stuff. I'm pretty sure you've heard about the notion of discovering your life purpose. I don't know about you, but it is a major mystery for so many people. I'd like to think I've kind of finally arrived at my purpose. Maybe I've just discovered my purpose for now. But what I do know, I'll share my purpose with you momentarily. But for now, let's just lean into the notion of, planet Utopia. Because the coolest thing about planet Utopia is when you depart the creation station to arrive on the planet and to live your life, you also get handed an envelope. And inside that envelope is a message that is your life mission. So there's none of this nonsense around, how do I know what my life purpose is, and tossing and turning at 3 a.m. going, but what if I meant to do this, and what if I meant to do that? We lose the confusion. We just know from the get-go what it is that we're born to do and how it is that we're born to serve, how we bring difference to people on the planet that we do life with, we share life with, and so on. Wouldn't that be awesome? That would be so cool if that's really how it was. So here we go. Faith is finding answers in the heart. What is it that actually, makes your heart sing and really brings, joy to the world? Pardon the pun. Oopsie, let's just take that back just one moment so I can play my neat little pic. There we go. Finding answers. There we go. We open up the envelope that's been given to us as we leave the creation station, and our beautiful hearts come out singing, popping beautifully, adding value to planet Utopia. Sorry, I just had a little bit of fun there. I hope you enjoyed that little moment of funness. There you are. But bottom line is, this is the coolest thing about planet Utopia. So not only do you rock up to planet Utopia with your mission firmly in hand, there are no barriers to delivering your mission. Imagine that. There's no bedtime stories. There's only awesome stories. There is nothing about blame, excuse, and denial. It just does not exist, right? All there is awesomeness, investment in you being able to deliver your mission. Can you imagine what that would be like? I mean, I go John Lennon when I think about that and start singing the song Imagine in my mind. But that's seriously how it is. And the really cool thing, dare I say uber cool thing about that, is that every faith-filled mission is committed to purpose and service. Think about that. If we were all born to add value, to be purposeful and add service to people we share life on the planet with. How cool would that really be? And every mission is centered around, you've been sent to love people, to empower people, to encourage, to inspire, to create. You don't do all of those. You give them one of those things. There's other things as well. They're just a handful of examples. You think about the things that really make your heart sing. What really brings things out for you? It might be to paint, to draw, to sing, to dance, to bake. It could be, you might have a particular skill that you really rock star at, to listen, to hear, to challenge even, right? These are all part of some of these awesome missions that people are given. They're sent to the planet to deliver. And when they combine and contribute to each other, the result is harmony, it's joy, it's laughter, it's abundance, it's peace. There is always enough. There's more than enough. And it collaborates magnificently. Get that? It collaborates. It doesn't compete. That's a big distinction right there. So that's what I call utopian paradise. Yay! Wouldn't that be super cool, uber cool, awesome, and all of that jazz? But sadly, we're not on planet Utopia. We're actually on planet Earth, and it's just a little different. But we still have this finding answers in the heart routine, and this is that wisdom piece that this whole process, this, getting connected piece is designed to help you better connect with. Because, see, again, I do believe that we all know what that piece is. We just talk ourselves out of it. So, introducing fear. You've probably heard this before. And again, it's a neat little acronym. And I'm sure you've potentially heard this before. This deal around false evidence appearing real. So please know this. If you take just one thing away from this whole series, and if this is the only lesson you take, please know that fear has one job description, one role entirely, and that is to interrupt and or interfere with anything faithful. Because fear knows, see, it's heard about planet Utopia, right? It's totally clued in on planet Utopia. It knows that it's got no place there, and it kind of likes living on planet Earth, because on planet Earth it's got a whole bunch of friends that it's called to crash the party in your heart with. It knows it can invite doubt over, because that's a great one. It gets that inside people's heads, and whew, that'll undo them every time. Or let's do that comparison piece. Throw in a little bit of, imposter syndrome. Who do you think you are? Gosh, you're not like that person. That'll undo any notion of wisdom or, heart-centered goodness. Well, let's get them racked with anxiety, really fester that doubt. That's like, anxiety and doubt, they are besties. You'll find them hanging out in the, in the corners of your mind, swapping stories and, writing up all kinds of bedtime stories to keep you small. Then we can just throw in anger, envy, worry. We can throw in a squillion different things, jealousy, laziness, just lack, basically, all kinds of scarcity thinking. You can add that list to yourself. You think about your bedtime story. How much blame, by the way, is another one of fear's friends. Okay, excuses is another one of fear's friends. Denial is another one of fear's friends. They're all there. Okay, and so this is the thing. When fear crashes the party in your heart, all you get is disharmony, dis-ease, so you're totally not comfortable and really racked with doubt. Disorder reigns supreme. Scarcity runs rampant through your person. There's an abundance of scarcity. Now, how's that for one of life's little contradictions? Chaos reigns supreme. All right? But doesn't have to be that way. And again, if this is just one thing, this whole lesson, if this is just one thing you take from this experience, please remember the acronym. Fear is false evidence appearing real. So challenge that question. When stuff comes up for you, when the bedtime story gets loud, when the anxiety is really tying a knot in your stomach, or doubt is really, running rampant through your mind, whatever it is, whatever the one of Fear's buddies that he's, brought along and come to crash the party in the heart kind of routine, challenge it. What's the false evidence appearing real? Because it's all just a story in your mind. You can put a stop to that nonsense right there. You can go, no, hang on a second. What am I really worried about here? I mean, seriously, what am I really worried about? Because seriously, most of this stuff, most of the things that sit on that fearful side of the ledger, it's all smoke and mirrors. If we go back to that ego conversation around looking good, being right, and knowing, and you get invited to a yoga class or a Zumba class or something, and you say, no, I'm not doing that because I'm totally not coordinated. I 3 left feet, whatever. But then you kind of go, oh, what the heck? I'm just going to go and have fun. I'm just going to go and just soak it up and have fun. Have you ever done that? And you get there, and sure, you might have 2 left feet, 3 left feet, 4 left feet. I don't know. You might really suck at Zumba, all right? But do you get there and look around and go, I'm not the only one that sucks at Zumba? And do you actually realise that, man, I had a good time? Yeah, I feel great. I might have been hopeless at it, but does it really matter? I mean, define hopeless at Zumba, let's be honest, right? That's free form. Just soak it up and have fun with it. But meanwhile, if you just bought into the conversation around, man, you're like totally awkward. Who do you think you are? You got no right being in one of them Zumba classes, for crying out loud, right? Right there, false evidence appearing real. Because imagine if you actually did get along, right, and have some fun. Because this is what I know to be 110% true. Fear will always be at its loudest when faith has the most to gain. Think about that. Fear will always be at its loudest when when faith has the most to gain. So reflect on that just for a moment. Think about the last time you were really racked with anxiety or doubt, or you got really angry about something and it really threw you off your game. Think about these things, because what did it really interrupt, especially if you decided to follow through and do it anyway? And especially if you went, actually, that was really awesome. We had a great time. Or so-and-so really loved that. Especially, think about this in the notion of, if you do something or you have a desire to do something that's really going to impact someone amazingly. Have you ever maybe thought about doing something really lovely for somebody who's in need? Like, you might have a neighbour, for example, who is unwell or has just fallen on a moment of, misfortune. And you think about, I'm going to go all old school and bake them a casserole, and I'm going to, take them a lovely meal. Great. And then fear gets in and says, oh, really, do you really want to do that? I mean, what if they're allergic? What if they have allergies? I mean, it is the modern world. And do you really want to invite them into your life like that? I mean, come on, girl, think about what you're actually doing. And then all of a sudden you go, yeah, look, maybe I won't. Or maybe it's not, maybe fear doesn't be quite that, negative. Maybe fear just says, yeah, I will do that. That'll be a great thing to do. What a fantastic thing to do. But listen, I've just got to pop down to the shop, and I just have to go and do this, and I just have to go and do that. So what it does, it just brings in distraction. It creates a story in your mind that gets you really busy, and then suddenly it's 11 o'clock at night, and you go, oh, damn, I meant to take something in next door because, oh, wow. And then you lie in bed racked with guilt going, oh, I ate tonight. I'm making stuff up, you understand. But maybe I'm not. Maybe you really get it, all right? There are lots of times when fear gets up and in our face to just get in the way of you delivering on your awesome intentions. It can be little things, it can be big things. Just know that whenever fear is at its loudest is when faith has the most to gain. So, go to your pen, go to your journal. Take a moment, revisit that bedtime story and your awesome stories. Which side does fear versus faith of that ledger do they live? You know the story. You know exactly on which side of the ledger. Well, your awesome stuff is totally faith-filled. It's all about adding value. It's all about making a difference. It's all about shining like the supernova rock star that you actually are. So check your self-talk and check your feelings, right? How many bedtime stories can you lose or rewrite right now by recognizing the fearful lie that's there? It's all smoke and mirrors, all right? Look into it. Really challenge what you know to be true about the story you're telling yourself. And then if you can find things you go, you know what, I really do need to address that, then run the awesome stamp over it. Okay, well, where can I own that? Where do I have some influence? What can I do differently? Who do I need to be accountable to? What are my options? Really lean into it meaningfully, all right? So that you can better connect with that faith-filled mission, that answer that is just beating inside your heart and really looking for an opportunity to shine, to get out, to add its value, to make its difference. Okay, so here endeth today's lesson of the faithful kind. All right, so again, thank you for connecting with me again today. The final video arrives not tomorrow, but the next day. And once again, if today has resonated with you, or if it's brought anything up with you, I'd love to get an email from you. Share your thoughts. I'm really interested and keen to know more. All right. Over and out for now. Ciao for now. Have yourselves a truly awesome day. Thank you, beautiful people. Really appreciate your time. Bye.